All right, I have the 2018 4Runner Limited. I'm actually not very keen or fond of the trim. My actually preference would have been the TRD Pro or the off trail edition. Why I ended up getting the Limited, because it's the only 4Runner option with real leather heated seats in the front that come with the third row seats, which is a must because I have little ones. So it was a compromise, but again, the trim, I think it's just wanna be fancy, wanna be luxury, but the vehicle, it wasn't meant for that. One of the main features that I really liked on the other TRD Pro or the other SR5s was the running boards. So unfortunately, those running boards don't fit this trim on the Limited for whatever reason, because obviously the rocker board panel cover there is very thick. It was designed to be this thick because it's supposed to be hiding, if you ordered it as an option, factory option, the electric or automatic door steps, which I'm not keen on. And again, it's my personal preference. So what I'll do, actually, I will show you that it's actually possible that if you really like that feature, those like permanent bold looking running boards that you see in the other 5th generation 4Runners, I'll demonstrate to you that it's actually possible. If you walk into a dealership, I warn you, do not give them the VIN number. I'll give you all the part numbers that you need somewhere in the description of this video. So if you walk in there, you give them the VIN number of your Limited, they'll just tell you this is what you need, and it's exactly back to square one. They'll give you the parts that actually came on the vehicle from the factory, but again, this defeats the purpose. So I'll show you how to do that, because this is the left or driver's side, which I didn't work on. I'll show you how you could turn this here into something like this. Look at this. It's beautiful. Look at this beautiful bold design. It's a fairly straightforward project, as long as you have all the right parts and clips and all that stuff. So, but it's a lot easier now to, easy access, especially for a shorter person, a kid, or whatever. Easy access in and out.
First one, but I just want to show you, here's the 12 millimeter that I have, and basically, self-explanatory, you just want to use a little bit of force.
What I wanted to say is also you want to actually save these, especially if you could save a few bucks, save these bolts, because again, you could use them with the new running boards or pre-owned or whatever. Removed all 6 bolts from underneath, the brackets there, as you can see. Now I'm going to actually unscrew these hidden. You have to open the doors both, front and back. So I'll screw this one, and again, when you open the door, you'll see there's another one here. I showed you earlier, but it's right there. front there. I have it. You don't have it, you don't have to worry about it, as I mentioned earlier. Now the trick is, removed all the screws, the brackets, everything connected to this thing here. So what I'll show you here is that this thing is still connected by clips from inside. You don't see them. There's actually one more what do you call it, bolt here that you need to remove, which still kind of connects to the body of the vehicle here. I'll remove it and get back to the video shortly here. Rocker panel on this limited is removed now, completely is gone. But what I will do before I install the new molding trim here, I will actually clean this thing, you know, just to make sure there's nothing gonna remain there with the, you know, underneath the new installation. Highly recommended. From underneath, once you remove that plastic panel or rocker panel or molding, you see these plugs here, they're around 7 or so. These gonna have to be gone because when you install the new slimmer rocker panel molding, they actually come with different, similar kind of, but they're hard plastic. These are kind of rubbery, and those I'll explain to you once I get there. Those other ones kind of, they're hard and they go on top of the, kind of help with holding the slimmer molding. So let's remove these. So this is the molding I've been talking about here, which I'll install. You'll see it in a better way once I install it already. Okay, there is the part number is there, and here are the clips that you need with the part numbers. There's these clips here, 2 different types. When you go to the dealer, you just give them these part numbers and they'll tell you exactly how many you need, just, you know, that way you're not confused. So because this side takes at least around 7 regular clips that look like this. They're hard, they're not rubbery. They look like the rubbery ones that I removed earlier, but these are harder and they're kind of firmer. And then you have 2 that go on each end for each side. So you probably need 14 of these and 2 of these larger plastic clips. You'll see this pretty much in every, at least, you know, the 2018, maybe going back as far as 2016. You'll see it in each of the different trims, 4Runners, except on the limited. But again, this is compatible if you just follow the steps I'm showing you here. One thing I want to clarify, that the clips here that go on the side, not underneath, they already come with it. So that you don't need to order. Luckily they come with it. You see this one here, here, and so on. And when you're ready to install it, basically they go in these holes on the side, not underneath. screws. There's one here on the rear seat, on the side of the rear seat, passenger side, as well as in the front there. Don't forget about this side, I mean on the inside, kind of the fender here, your wheel well or whatever you call it. There's that one which came off of the previous one. Don't forget about that one. I don't think there's one in the front, unless you you will install back the what do you call it, the mud guards. There are those clips, 7 of them with the part number there, or plugs I should say, plastic plugs. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm gonna put each one of them here, here, and here, all the way underneath. Just to demonstrate, here's one plastic plug, and it's really, with your bare hands, you could just push gently and firmly. That's about it. So part 1 is complete. See how beautiful it looks already. Now I am actually pretty much ready to install the running board, which I'll show you shortly here. In order to install this, just to recap, this nice feature that you see in almost all 5th generation 4Runners, except on the Limited. So I had to remove this ugly looking thick molding cover. You can use all 6 screws there, or bolts that you used, you removed from the previous one that came with the car. And if someone could give you a hand, fine. If not, it's really not heavy. You could use a hand and a foot, and one hand on one side up here, and then your foot over there. And it's just straightforward, just a matter of using the same tools to screw things back up. I just finished screwing the running board back up here. Look how beautiful it looks. It's just amazing. It just adds to the overall kind of bold off-roady design of the 4Runners. I don't know why they had to make an exception on the Limited, but again, I believe it has something to do with wanting to have that automatic you know, running boards. People like them. I personally don't. I'm sure many out there share my sentiment here. Now you're actually gonna be missing a piece here, a cover, which I actually have. I'll show you how to install it and what would be the part number. Here's that cover with the part number. You would need obviously 2. This is the driver's side. You'll need 1 on the other driver's passenger side. This is the driver's side, so you need 2 when you talk with the your dealer's parts department. And they do come with clips. They're pretty much plug and play. You'll have to maybe screw something here. Before you do that, you have to remove this with a flat screwdriver. Don't worry about breaking it, because you don't need it really. These come with 2. Just plug and play. And a screw would come on this side right here. Excuse my camera. There's one here hole you'll see. But I would again clean this up a little bit, dust it off, you know. Mission accomplished. One thing though, you see this mud flap there, you actually will not be able to install it back because it was meant for the Limited trim. It's kind of complicated, so you will have to replace this one. If you want it, you'll have to get one for the non-limited trim. Another issue, which is really not as visible, is that here, if you look at on the rear door on both sides, passenger and driver, this fender flare here actually sticking out a little. It doesn't mold, like it doesn't kind of contour like with the new what do you call it, panel molding here, or cover, this one. I personally, I'm not worried about it for now. It's hard to notice. It might even look a little bit cool actually. So So yeah, if you want, you can get a new one, but you'll have to paint it. They run for 80 bucks plus painting. I don't know. Again, I'm not worried about it for now. I think I like it a lot now, and I hope you find this video useful. These are, I think, some of the best running boards out there. They do definitely complement the overall design and shape of the vehicle. All right, so both sides are now complete. We are ready to go. There we go. Thank you.